Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Grown Ups, the podcast. Ellie, what if we fucked around and switched it up? Like you introduced the podcast instead of me.
All right. Hi, everybody. Happy Monday. Me and my squeaky fucking voice. Good top of the morning to ya. Hi, everybody. Hi, Maggie. How we all doing? How are we feeling on this fine Monday?
Do you know what? I'm feeling optimistic because it's Friday, I think. But I was like, because I'm coming back to the UK soon. And I was thinking, am I sad about that? I was like, I am actually not, which is a really good thing. Like, it means that I like my life in London as well. Like, I was even like, this is going to sound so moist, but I was like, I'm even excited to like network, like to go to like all these like conferences that I've been missing, which is so dumb. But it's just like, because
we are not the same. That's not what I was expecting you to say.
Do you know what it is? It's like, I'm in my new role and it would really benefit from me having a network. I was like, I just can't wait to speak to people about like what we're doing in this new team. And yeah.
No, that is not moist. I love that. That's so good. That means you actually fully enjoy and are invested in your career. Like that is like, oh, I'm so pleased for you, darling.
But I don't know if that's like, I'm being really eased into the job, which I'm so grateful for. Because the job looks hard, but I don't know if I feel really positive now because I'm being eased into it and I'm like just shadowing what people are doing and just like supplementing information instead of like coming up with the information. So maybe in a few months' time I will change my mind. But today, particularly today, I feel good.
I love that. I'm so happy for you. That is like the peak of life, enjoying your job, because guys, you know you do that shit 5 days a week. Well, most people do. So if you don't enjoy it, it's fucking hard. So
it is.
Please for you, darling.
Let me tell you something that happened to me though, which was so awkward. So every Thursday we have a big company meeting. So it's the whole company joins. And they announced, like the events people announced, oh, we've booked the venue for our conference this year. It's going to be on the 27th and 28th of November in blah, blah, blah location. And then someone who lives in the US was like, oh, that's going to be during Thanksgiving. And my colleague was like, so you can come over then because it's a national holiday, so you have time. And I was like, what a better way to give thanks than to celebrate sustainable finance. I'm thinking, banter, banter, banter. This woman replies and she was like, that's quite a cruel joke. Some of us are really looking forward to spending Thanksgiving with our families that we don't often get to spend quality time with. I was gagged.
Excuse you, gagged. Sort out your work-life balance then, bitch. What the fuck? How rude.
I was like, how is that a cruel joke? Like, it's banter. Do you think, and if we're really going to talk about it, Thanksgiving is a racist ass holiday anyway. So don't even start on me because I will come back to you, except I won't because I'm at work. But, oh my God.
How fucking rude. I hate it when people are so sensitive, especially in group settings. Like, don't make it awkward. Just shut up and nod.
No, the worst thing about it is we were in the company-wide meeting and I had to present something. And I hadn't presented yet. So now I feel like a dickhead. Yeah, like I feel like such a dickhead. And I'm like, to the point where when it was my turn to present, you know when you're saying a sentence and you can't finish it, like it just keeps going on and on and on. Like I was like, so if you guys could please share this to your network and partners and like just finish the sentence. I couldn't stop. Like I just kept rambling. I felt
your mind is elsewhere.
Terrible. It was terrible.
That's also a piss take because you didn't even make the joke first. The other person made the joke about them being able to come over.
Yeah,
but you got the brunt of it because you made the last comment, for fuck's sake.
Exactly. And I actually think my comment was funny. Like,
you were being sarcastic. Like, get over it. Oh, can't stand that.
Yeah. Obviously, like I don't think like you should sell. Oh my God. It's just like, no, seriously, lighten up. But anyways, how was your week?
Girl. Ooh. This was a week. It was intense.
I know. It sounds like you had a busy week, I can't lie.
Mate, do you know what? Yeah, hate me, because Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I think I worked till about 8 o'clock. Although Tuesday night I went flight club as like a work event. It was so fun. It was really cute.
Wait, is that like the darts place or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
It was such good vibes. So I worked till 8 and then I joined them after. But basically Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday were just rammed. I couldn't breathe and I felt sick the weekend before. Like I was mad anxious because I had so much to do. Like, do you know when you just cannot sit still because you're like, oh my God, Monday's coming and I know I have this and this and it's physically not possible for me to get it all done.
Yeah.
And then it came to Thursday and I had work due, but I had gotten over the hump of the week. Like the worst of the week was done. And Thursday was bonus day. So everyone got their bonuses.
What is that? Wait, I want that. We don't have that. Oh my God, this is what I'm saying. I need a corporate job next.
Oh, no. It goes meow very quickly. Oh. So Thursday's bonus day. So it's the day you find out what your bonus package is for the year. Okay. Obviously, market's been a little bit tough. Everyone found out their bonus package. People stormed out the office. People were sitting there laughing like, I'm not working today because I'm not valued. It was a mazza. Like, it was actually a mazza. Obviously, I'm not jarred at my bonus because I'm so young. Like, a bonus to me is a privilege. At the moment, I'm basically support staff. Like, obviously, I lead on jobs, but I'm at the start of my career. I'm being paid an experience, so I'm not that flustered over the bonus package.
Whereas wait, for those of us who don't do bonus stuff, can you like give an indication of what a bonus package looks like? Like, what's the percentage of your salary, for example? Like, you don't have to give actual figures.
This is asking me to do maths on a Friday evening.
Okay, or you can give actual figures.
Well, mine is not like... So, like, one of my sisters is an accountant, and I know her bonus package is mad. Like, hers is like... So, basically, in any job, a bonus can be 100% of your salary. That's the goal. Like, if you're absolutely ace in shit, it can be 100% of your salary. In reality, it's not. I'm going to do the maths one sec because I have a calculator next to me. I think it's about 20%. I think most people got about 20% of their salaries.
Wow, that's really good. So
I wouldn't have got that because I've just qualified. So as a grad, you don't get that kind of thing.
So let me think. Let's say someone is on 25k. After tax, you get 21k.
Oh, so 20% of their gross. So like I was working out, like I assume most people get about 20 grand as their bonus. Yeah. And they're on like 70k.
Wow, that is cheeky.
Well, no, people were fuming. I don't know what people got this year. I don't know what they got because, like, obviously, I'm like a nobody in the grand scheme of things. These are partners and like associates who are pissed. So they're like ranks and ranks above me. I'm just a newly qualified. So my bonus this year was similar to a grad salary. Like it was just a bit more similar to a grad's bonus, which is just like a couple of grand. But yeah, people were fuming.
Wait, so when you, Ellie, not when you personally look at your finances and you do your budgeting and stuff, do you take into account your bonus, or is that just like, oh, any extra, that's great, but you don't like consider it as part of your income?
I don't, because mine is so little, being newly qualified, and I also wouldn't recommend it because of how volatile they are. Like, you could not predict what you're going to get. And I think that's what happens. People get their hopes up and they get disappointed. When really and truly, a bonus is a bonus. Okay, you've worked hard, but it's not guaranteed.
Yeah, okay.
So anyway, that was Thursday. So I did no work on Thursday. I just walked around the office having a laugh with people because everyone was in such good fucking spirits. And then I did work. I did a little bit of work from like 4:30 till 5:30. And then from 5:30 till 5:30 till 7:30, I stayed in the office chatting to like my old manager's manager. Literally, we're just talking about yoga, spirituality, his bees that he's been keeping. Like,
oh my God.
Hours. There was a couple other people, like 2 other people. But I was like, mate, as if I've just stayed here that late. Then I got home shattered, had to wake up this morning and go to my reform Pilates. And then I just had a mad day today and I've got so much work. I'm going to have to work my weekend. So, mood.
Ellie.
But it's my fault because I didn't fucking work yesterday. Actually, it's my fault.
Is it due on Monday?
Having mad work. Yeah.
Oh.
It's my fault on top of having mad work. But so much other shit happened this week, darling. But I'll just tell you one other thing, yeah? Listen to this. So, guys, everyone knows, if you listen to this pod, I'm training for a boxing match, yeah?
Oh, yes.
Cool. I don't have a fight yet. Like, they're like to me, 100% you're fighting, Ellie, you're fighting. But they haven't found someone to fight me because no one wants to fight me. Anyway, so my trainer at the gym that is fully paid for, not my trainer that I go to personally, my PT, the other one.
Yeah.
This is a boxing gym in Victoria. And so he has other women who are not part of this event but have fought before and that he trains. And he was like, let me get you someone to spar. And I was like, yes, please, that'll be brilliant. I'm obviously crazy nervous because I've never sparred before, like, unless it's with my PT, but obviously that's a man, it's a bit different. Like,
yeah.
I don't know, I don't really go full force because I know you're not going full force to me.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It? Anyway, so the girl comes in, yeah? She looks scary. I'm like, like my heart's beating. She comes in with pink wraps, pink gloves, pink head guard. Like, bitch was stacked. Like, she looked the shit. Yeah, she looked like she was gonna come beat me up. I was like, okay, cool. And obviously everyone in this gym knows her because this is her playground. Whereas I'm just here like once, twice a week. I don't really know these people. So I'm like, cool. We're doing like drills. So you can imagine, like, for people that play football and shit like that, like football drills, it's just light touch. It's a drill. It's not the real thing. So like you'll throw 2 punches, but you won't really put a full force because you haven't got a head guard, you haven't got a mouth guard. Like, typically I don't even touch people when I'm doing drills. I go quite slow so they can get the maneuver and they can practice their defense, etc. Tell me why a bitch was actually punching me. Not full force, but like she was connecting with my jaw. Okay, it's my fault for not moving quick enough, but this is actually drills. Like, I'm practicing, I'm trying to get the hang of things. I'm new. I'm like, so already there's a little bit of tension. I'm like, rotted. Maybe she's like a little bit psyched up. I just enjoy this sport. Like, I find it quite fun. And honestly, as I've said before, I don't mind getting punched in the face. But I'm just like, we don't have head guards on, sis. Relax. Right, so we get in the ring now. And we're starting to punch. And the first round, Maggie, it got so bad. The first round, you're meant to jab to the head, which is just punching with your left arm. And then do any punch you want to the body. So cool. We start, the rounds are only 2 minutes. It's cool. I think we had about 4 rounds. So we're doing punch, blah, blah, blah. She accidentally threw a jab and then a cross to my head, which she wasn't meant to do. But it doesn't bother me because I'm not that good. So whether you threw a jab or a cross, it was probably going to whack me in the face anyway. Like, I'm quite chilled. Do you know what I mean? As you should be. Like, good sportsmanship. And she didn't even apologise. The trainer called her out. Cool. 2 seconds later, I did it. And it was accident because you start throwing combos and you're like, fuck. So I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And she just looked at me like she wanted to murder me. Honestly, Maggie. Like, I thought she was going to just run at me and pull out my hair. Do you know what I mean? So then
God.
I'm like, this is tense now. I looked at the trainer. I was like, I'm so sorry. I apologized to her. Cool. He was like, it's fine. You're even now. Maggie, 2 minutes later, I accidentally did it again. Kill me now. Because when you're throwing combos, like, it's just so easy to get into the flow of it and get a bit passionate. But I threw it hard, bruv. Like, I threw my jab and I went pow with a cross. And I must have caught her nose and, like, given her the tiniest of cuts. Like, when I tell you tiny, it wasn't a bleeding nose. It was literally as if someone's got their nail and scratched you. Yeah. So now she's fucking fuming. I looked at her, like, as soon as I did it, I realised what I did. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, I am so sorry. I turned to the trainer to say sorry because he's at the side of the ring. Deep when I turned to the side of the ring, she punches me around the head. Whilst I'm not looking. I'm like, sis. But again, I'm not really bothered because I'm here to fight. Cool, you've caught me, but it's not that deep. It didn't hurt that much. It's cool. That's what we're here for. I didn't argue with her. She didn't say sorry, nothing. She was looking at me like she wanted to murder me. I was like, bro.
Wait, did your trainer call her out? Why are you, like, be professional?
No, because he was concentrating on me apologising because I just whacked her around the head. And I was like, I don't know if she threw the punch before she realised I was turning to apologise. So, like, I wasn't even bothered. I wasn't bothered. I was so apologetic. I felt terrible. I felt so bad for catching her with that punch. Even though if she had done it to me, I wouldn't have even cared, but cool. So now she's hating me. But then I was like, so she's seen red, and so she's a bit shit, if I'm being honest. Like, she caught me a couple times, but considering she hasn't been training recently, but she's done a white collar before, she was terrible.
Right.
Like, I had her up in the corner, I was punching her. The trainer was like, come out the corner. I was like, all right then, I'll come out the corner. But bitch, it was the animosity in the room after was mental. She literally looked like she wanted to murder me. Like, she was throwing swings and she was so angry. She was like just missing. And I'm not gonna pretend she didn't punch me in the face. She punched me in the face several times. But like, she was just so mad. I wasn't mad. When people punch me in the face, I'm like, ooh, that was a good shot. Well done. But she was fuming.
Ellie.
I was just like, the sportsmanship, it's giving ick. Sort yourself out. Ugh. Do you know what I mean?
This might. I can't. I literally can't believe that you're doing this. Like, I honestly cannot wait to watch you fight. It's literally in my calendar. It's the first thing scheduled for me when I get back. Like, the first social thing is that. So I can't wait to watch it. But maybe this is your sport. If you're like, because that sounds like you actually enjoy it. Like, that you're getting punched and you're like, yeah, nice one. Like, that means you actually enjoy it. Because
No,
me, I would be
fully
like,
enjoy it.
please don't.
I love it. I'm just annoyed that she ruined my first sparring experience with her fucking attitude. And I also think
that's
it's dumb. I think it's dumb that they make you spar and they're like, only jabs to the head. Like, for fuck's sake, can we just spar properly?
Where
Like, why
else
would
do you
only
give jabs to?
the head? No, but like, you'd give a cross to the head or you'd give a hook or an uppercut. Our last couple rounds where I was pounding her in the corner, it was anything. Like, you could throw any shot you want.
Ellie, this is mad.
Yeah, I really enjoy the sport. I just don't get why people get so uptight. It really pissed me off. Like, she ruined my day because I felt terrible. I felt really bad for the rest of the day.
Oh no, you shouldn't.
I was like, all she had to say was, oh, that really hurt. Like, don't do it again, but it's fine. But instead, she just gave me evils for the rest of the rounds.
Do you ever have to see her again?
I don't know. I'm hoping she doesn't want to spar me again because I feel like she'll come at me, bruv. And then they were recording it too. The people around the gym, like there was a PT, his client, and the receptionist were all watching us. The receptionist was recording us. I was thinking, never did I tell you that you could record me, but cool. Yeah, and she was just mad. And then they were like, oh, maybe she should spar. And then they were thinking about the other girls that they train. And she was like, what about Sophie? And I'm like, oh, maybe Sophie's really good and she wants me to get battered.
Oh, I'm dead.
Yeah. But I don't mind getting battered. Like, you have to fight someone better than you to get better. I don't get her beef. Anyway, yeah, man.
I mean, we're going to speak about this, but I think this shows me that you're definitely a type A personality.
Sis, I didn't even tell you. Sorry. Guys, I'm rambling. So we're in the ring, yeah? And I got so cocky because at this point I'm tired, but she's more tired. And like, you're giving me evils. So I'm going to teach you a lesson. Bruv, I kept, I forgot what you even call it. Doing feints. So when you pretend you're going to punch them and you're not, so they go like that. And I kept doing it and she just looked ridiculous. Like, it was so funny. I was like, and she was like, and I was like, shame on you for giving me evils, you little bitch. And then I got out the ring and I just felt terrible. I was like, who am I?
Oh my God, this is like your Sasha Fierce to your Beyonce. Like, you're like going on there. Like, that's your stage personality.
Yeah, I've waffled on, but that's my update, darling.
No, I love it.
Should we get into the pod? Not the poll, the bloody pod.
Let's get into this week's episode. As always, in this week's episode of Being a Dumb Bitch.
What have we got?
A new colleague joined my team this week and my manager asked me to take them under my wing. I agreed and thought it would be nice to introduce them to people around the office. I'm taking my new colleague around and I go over to a bunch of colleagues, some senior and some to a similar level to myself, and say, hi, everyone. Oh, I hate this. Hi, everyone. This is... Tell me why the girl's name escaped me. I went blank. Nothing and no one was going to save me. So I just said, I'm so sorry, I've forgotten your name in front of everyone. I wanted the ground to swallow me whole. That's what I get for trying to be nice, I guess. Next time I'll just stay at my desk and keep my head down. Very embarrassing.
That is the worst. I've done that before. I've done that so many times. I'm awful with names.
I've also done that. Like, especially when I'm traveling, I'm meeting people and sometimes I forget their name. But this is what I do. Like, I've got a few tricks because I do this all the time.
Hit us
So
with
sometimes
it.
if
Tell
I've
me,
forgotten
please.
someone's name, and like we're meeting someone, I'll be like, hi, this is, let's say there's two people, I'm introducing them to each other. Hi, this is Alex, and this is, you know what, you can introduce yourself, girl.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah. Or if I've forgotten someone's name, but it's not an introduction situation, I'm going to be like, how do you spell your name, by the way? Or, but if it's,
But what if their name is like
that,
Ellie?
yeah, that doesn't, well, no, because I could be like, is it spelled, because then if she's like, it's Ellie, I'd be like, oh, is it not spelled with a Y? It
Yeah,
doesn't
fair
always
enough.
work. If it's like, but some names do work. Like some names do. But if not, then I'll be like, "What's your surname, by the way?" And then they'll be like Jacobs or whatever. And I'll be, but I'm hoping that then they'll be like Jacobs. And I'll be like, "Oh, so what's your full name? Like, do you have any middle names?" And then hopefully they sound out their whole name.
Oh, yeah.
But these are just like you're talking like you can't introduce them to anyone, so you're just trying to figure out. Sometimes it works, sometimes it won't.
I like that. I think the one where you're like, just don't say their name and you're like, oh, do you want to introduce yourself? I don't want to speak for you. That's good.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
do you know
for
what? Because
sure.
you could even be like, oh, hi guys, this is, and then just be like, oh, don't let me speak for you. Like, go ahead, introduce yourself.
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah, that's
You hand it
smart.
over to them. You're like, oh, Alex, that's your name. Cool.
So bad. That is so embarrassing. I hate that. I hate
So
that for you.
embarrassing.
And I know if that was me,
I
I would
hate
have
it
dwelled
too.
on that for the rest of the day. I would have felt bad for the rest of the day. What is it with me and dwelling on shit, man? Oh,
Let it
God.
go.
In it. Let it go. Let's see what our
100%.
dilemma has in store for us today. Because this
Yes.
one's relatable. Hi, Maggie and Ellie. Love listening to you girls. Why, thank you. I frequently... Oh, another bloody networker. Do you know, guys, I'm actually so done with networking events that I'm done. Sorry, I've derailed from the dilemma. I frequently attend networking events, and it is an important part of my role. However, working in a male-dominated industry, I'm often met with so many inappropriate and blatantly sexist remarks. I've witnessed not only verbal, example, grown men literally ranking women's looks in the industry, but also physical harassment. Fucking hell. I need to stop swearing. Example, a pat on my ass. Have you girls ever experienced
Uh-uh.
this? And how do you not let it get to you? It should absolutely get to you. That is gross.
That's disgusting. In this age where we've done so much work.
Nah. That should absolutely get to you, and you should report that to someone, if I'm being honest. Although it's very easy for me to say that having not been through it. Obviously, I actually appreciate there's a lot that goes into like the politics of the working world, and sometimes you don't feel comfortable to report it, and that's not like through any fault of your own. But that is disgusting, and that is not okay. And you don't need to sit there and be like, "Oh, I shouldn't let this get to me." It is absolutely fine that that got to you. That is wild, is my opinion.
Yeah, I hate that because I've definitely been in situations where I've been made to feel uncomfortable by a man and you kind of like freeze and you don't it's I fully, and especially at work, I think it's even worse. I'd like to think that if I don't know if you've seen that interview with Mel B and Louis Walsh, where
Oh
they're
no.
sitting on the I think this was like X Factor days. They're sitting on the sofa, and Louis like put his hand behind Mel B, so you can't see it on the camera, but he's like touching her ass, and she was like, "Oi, oi, what are you doing? Like, are you seeing what he's doing?" And she like called him out like that, and I think I would love to be that woman who's able
Yeah, good
to.
for her, bro.
Because if you point it out straight away, they're going to feel embarrassed rather than you feeling embarrassed that this is happening to you, because you should never feel embarrassed because it's never your fault. However, that takes a lot of right place, right time mentality and all of that. So I
Yeah.
can't even give that as a recommendation. This is what HR is there for.
Yeah, I agree. This just reminded me. I would not say, like, I'm not going to try and resonate with you. I would not say I've ever in a million years been sexually harassed. Like, I don't think I have. But I was out with colleagues. I can't remember. It was ages ago now. And we're all grads. We're all young. Like, everyone had a bit to drink. At this point, I was sobering up. And you know me, like, when I'm drunk, I'm a whole different person. So when people are drunk, I never ever like to judge them because I actually fully believe that like when you're drunk, you're not fully yourself, etc. You wouldn't do stuff sober when your mind is working. Um, and this guy, like, he was being nice to me because I always talk about my weight and my gym, and I'm like, oh, I want abs, I want this, and he was like, girl. He was like, you have the best body out of everyone in the office. He was like, everyone is flat. He was like, look at this. And he pinched my side. And like, I wouldn't call that sexual harassment. I think he was just trying to be nice because we're fairly close. Like, we get on very well. And I was like, yo, don't do that again. like, just don't.
But so you called him out on it?
Yeah. I was like, excuse you. Like, take your hand away, mate. In a jokey way.
Okay.
I think like, if you're comfortable with people, you can do it in a jokey way.
Yeah.
And he hasn't done it since. And I think that's, the way you need to go about it. But obviously, I'm fairly close with him and I feel comfortable to say, get your hand off me right now. But if it's someone senior or someone you don't know that well, I wouldn't even know how to approach that. I'll be honest, I'd probably stay silent. But then again, I can get quite fiery if someone rubs me up the wrong way.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think it depends on like your state of mind that particular day.
Yeah. Sure.
And so many circumstances. What?
I've just remembered. He has. But again, I wouldn't call it sexual harassment because we're all very close and he was extremely drunk.
No, Ellie, oh my God, you're literally making excuses. That is sexual harassment.
Me. It didn't make me annoyed. I was just like, fucking weirdo. I think it's different
because
I'm very close with these people. I sound terrible.
But I don't even want like, I've got like male friends. I don't want them to touch me on the arse, even though we're like really good friends. I do not want you to touch me on the arse. I think even some people are so unaware of personal space. Like I was at a birthday party, so different vibes, not work vibes, but still. And this guy like was saying something to me and he touched my face. Like he wasn't being malicious or anything. I can't even remember why he touched my face, but he like touched my face here. First of all, I have acne, so please never do that. But second of all, do get your hands away from me. Like, do not touch me. You don't touch me. Like, you actually need to ask for consent. There's people, my girls, like my friends, my good girlfriends who I know I feel completely 100% safe with. Like, if you touch me on the arse, I know it's not malicious. I know it's not sexual. I know you know me. I feel 100% safe around you, but that's not everyone. Not everyone has that privilege. Like, stay in your fucking lane. I would never touch someone, like, even on the arm. I'm very cautious about who I touch on the arm. Like,
yeah, no, I hear you. It's true, people do need to respect boundaries. I think I'm quite chilled in that sense. If I know you very well, I'll typically just let it slide. I'll be like, yeah, whatever. And I think for me, when you've been drinking, especially if I know you well and you've been drinking, I'll let it slide. If you touch me when I'm sober, and when you're sober, sorry, I'll probably feel some way about it. Like, I've never had that issue unless there's been like a few drinks and everyone's very like loose. But if it was someone I didn't know very well, I don't know.
Do you not think with the drinking thing, because I understand what you're saying, like when you drink, a different side of you comes out that's not you, but those are they not still like semi sober thought, like things that you do kind of think you just wish they never came out? Have you ever said something that you like actually, that would like, for example, you've never said something racist?
Yeah, it's true.
Because you're not racist. Exactly. Yeah. So for someone to like touch someone's ass, they've thought about doing that. Well, or maybe they haven't thought about doing it, but like it's something that their body feels comfortable to let them do. Like, I would never now start saying the N-word out when I'm drunk because I'm drunk. Like, because I don't think that. Like, well, that's just not in my remit. Like, likewise, I would never like go and grab a man's balls or something when I'm drunk, because that's not something I think about doing when I'm sober. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think the drunk excuse.
No, I do hear you. That one colleague is very touchy. Like, he just is. He's very touchy.
And that's a problem. Even if sober, like, please stay in your lane. Like, this is my bubble. This is my personal space. Stay in yours.
It's true. I don't know why. Like, from him, I've never perceived it as sleazy or I don't know. It doesn't feel. I don't know. I've
Maybe it
never
isn't
felt.
sleazy, but
Yeah, I
maybe
think
he just needs.
if it was sleazy, it
Yeah.
would gross me out, and I'd be like, "Ugh, get the fuck off me." But it doesn't feel that way, so then I wouldn't class. I don't know what is sexual harassment. Like, actually, guys, like, this dilemma has confused me. I don't know what sexual harassment is. Like, where is the line? Where do you draw the line? At this is sexual
Yeah, and
harassment, and this isn't.
it's just, yeah, I guess it's anything that makes you uncomfortable. Like you can, it's kind of like even talking about when it gets more serious, like anything you deem as not like, it's like when it comes to serious assault, if you didn't want it, it's harassment. Like if you didn't want to be touched on the arm, you are harassing me. Like please keep your personal space over there.
Yeah, it's a tricky one. I don't know how I would approach that.
But yeah, I think the only thing you can do in this situation is go to HR. Like that's their job. Or if you are scared to do that, try to tell at least one colleague in the workplace so you have an ally or just someone who can guide you through what they think you should do.
Yeah,
And
I
stay
think
away from
rally
that
with
person.
other women around you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed. Stay away from that person. Rally with other people around you. Be open and honest about it if you feel comfortable. And again, tell HR. And then if you feel super comfortable, call them out in the moment and just be like,
Yeah, that one's hard.
what did you just do?
Yeah, but very interesting dilemma. And as you can see, we struggled with that. So completely understand why
Yeah.
this person struggled.
Um, but yeah, best of luck, darling. And I hope that hasn't left you feeling like, obviously, we're talking about it very lightheartedly because I personally don't feel like I ever have been sexually harassed. And I don't know, like the way we're talking about it is lighthearted, but obviously that might have made you feel awful. And if it has, like, please do go and find support from someone.
Not you doing damage control.
No, because I appreciate like that can be an awful topic. I was shocked at first
Yeah.
reading the dilemma, then I was like, well, shit. Actually, like this stuff does
Yeah, no,
happen,
that's quite serious.
and you
Yeah, that
just
is
let
quite
it
serious.
slide. But yeah, um, take care of yourselves out there, girls.
So, something me and Ellie discuss a lot is whether we're type A or type B people. I think it's quite obvious to the people listening, but let's let's discuss it.
So until today, I did not know there are 4 types of personality. There's not just type A and type B. Did you know that? No.
No, I did not know that. I thought there was literally type A, type B.
And that just left you gobsmacked for a minute. I was like, is she there? Is she there?
I'm so gobsmacked.
Yeah, so type A, which we all know, I assume, is the director, goal orientated, risk taking, and good under stress. Type A.
Okay.
Type
Okay.
B, the socializer, relationship orientated, outgoing, and enthusiastic. And
Oh.
typically they're known as being very like easygoing. Type C is the thinker, detail orientated, logical, and prepared. That defo sounds like me. Type D, the supporter, task orientated, stabilizing, and cautious. Oh, that sounds like me too. Yeah, those are the 4 types. Before reading that, I would have said I was type A. Now I'm like, brother, my type C and my type D. So that was just for interest. But for this poll specifically, we're focusing on type A and type B because my little man can't take thinking about all 4. Like, I'm just going to
Okay,
do an A or a B.
Yeah, me
So,
too.
Rob, too many. Type A, often highly ambitious and driven, exactly what you just said, tends to be competitive and accomplishment orientated. That's definitely me. Time conscious, impatient, and usually exhibit a sense of urgency. Definitely me, bruv. I walk like I have somewhere to go, even when I don't have somewhere to go. Then again, that's just
Yeah,
Londoners.
that is London, yeah.
Usually highly organized, efficient, and focused on achieving specific goals. May multitask to accomplish more in a shorter period of time. Highly organized and prefer structure and planning. That is definitely me. Focused on being efficient and task orientated, sometimes striving for perfection. may be stubborn, often take charge in groups, and want things done a certain way, aka a control freak. Definitely me.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Type B, generally more relaxed and easygoing, tend to be patient and flexible in terms of timelines, exhibiting a lower sense of urgency, less focused on external achievements, which is exactly what you were saying. Typically flexible and adaptive to new environments and experiences, often creative and out-of-the-box thinkers, usually have a balanced perspective on life and prioritize their overall well-being over accomplishing tasks. Less likely to be competitive or aggressive, definitely not me, may miss deadlines and procrastinate, may shy away from new opportunities and personal growth.
No. Absolutely
Yeah,
not. Okay.
mate, I'm definitely not type B.
Yeah, I think it's quite clear that we're both type A people. But I
I
think
feel
we're on
like-
different spectrums of type A.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like you do exhibit some type B like personality traits. In that, I would say
100%.
there are definitely times where like you're spontaneous and easygoing, whereas I literally don't have that in me. Like my finances are planned
Yeah.
out until like June. I know what I'm doing for the next 6 weekends. Like,
Yeah.
I couldn't be more type A if I tried, basically.
Maybe, oh my gosh, maybe I'm a mix. Maybe I'm not type A. Maybe I'm a mix of type A and B.
I feel like you might. Do you think you're competitive?
Not really. Like I even like when there's games nights and stuff like that. Like I purposely don't go with some of my friends because they're really competitive and it icks me out. I'm just like, it's just not that deep, guys. And then I'm trying to think in life, when do I ever need to be competitive? Like at work, I'm like, who am I competing against but me? Like I don't. No, I don't think I'm competitive. I don't.
It's weird that we're discussing. Actually, it's not weird that we're discussing this because we talk about this frequently. But I was talking to a colleague about competitiveness the other day. I'm not competitive at work at all. Like I'm very much in my own lane. But girl, I would ink you out in family games. Do you know, like when we were playing the logo game at Christmas, bruv, I was shouting above everybody. I was like, "Is this? Is that?" Like I'm mad competitive. I get energetic. But yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like you're very much in your own lane. You're super like driven and focused, but you also still prioritize your well-being and health.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
I'm
think you have a very
definitely
good
like
balance.
I'm balance is super important to me. Like I'm not going to kill myself to win something. But I my perspective is that it just doesn't need to be like that. Like in my head, like there is a reality where you can do amazing things without having to like be, I mean, don't get me wrong, guys, I get stressed. Like I do feel overwhelmed and I do feel like all of those feelings, but I very quickly try and snap myself out of it so that I'm not like fully like erratic.
Yeah. No, I hate you. I actually, do you know what? There are so many times, I don't know if this happens to you, yeah? But like, to me, my career is, it's not everything, but it is so, so important. And there are days when I'm stressed and I'm like, holy shit, am I doing the right thing? Is this going right? What more could I be doing? How can I better myself? And then I sit there and I'm like, for fuck's sake, why can't I've sworn so much this episode. I'm like, why can't I just be type B? I just want to be type B. And I'm like, no, I don't care. My career's not important. I've got a lovely family. I've got a shelter. And then 10 minutes later, I'm stressed again. Like, does this happen to you? Do
Yeah.
you do this? Yeah.
No.
It's not to me.
I feel,
Oh, you don't
well,
do
no,
it?
I think, well, no, I don't know. Hold on. Let me think. Because I have to say, I think working remotely really helps me to not feel stressed. I think if I was like, for example, if I have had like a project or like, okay, this is a real life example. I was in a meeting with someone and it was a really difficult meeting. Like hard questions were being sent my way and it was just like, it was really overwhelming. And as soon as I hung up, I literally like, I hung up and I screamed. I was like, fucking hell, that was a lot. But that got it out of me. If I was in the office, I would have had to sit there and pretend that everything was okay. And that feeling would have bottled up. And then I would have had to like keep my face and then carry on working. Whereas when I was at home, I screamed, I like went and did something, and then I came back with a clear mind. So maybe that's what's keeping me at bay at the moment. But at uni, I was a lot worse. Uni used to stress me out, man. A-levels especially. Oof, I used to cry.
Sis, don't even get me started. I would never... You couldn't pay me to go back there. Honestly, millions of pounds, you couldn't pay me. I would not go back to do my A-levels ever again. nor my degree.
No, same.
Nah. But yeah, that's us. What about you guys? Let's have a look. So, Maggie did a lovely little summary of those on our story. For those of you that missed it, keep up with the program, watch our stories, like, follow, subscribe, grant us the
help
podcast.
Some bitches out. Yes.
And we basically asked, are you type A? Are you type B? Or do you feel like you're a mix of both? / type C and D, whatever the hell they are. What would you have predicted most of society would have been?
I know, maybe this is like really dumb of me now coming to think of it, but I thought most of our followers were type A.
Do you know what? I would have thought type B, because I deeped this. I finished sixth form, and I remember going out with the girls from sixth form and like us talking about our lives, and everyone was prioritizing other stuff. Like one girl was like, oh yeah, I'm not going to do that yet. She wants to do like a law conversion. She was like, yeah, I'm not going to do that yet. No, just going to prioritize me. Not a law conversion, sorry. What's the thing you do to become a lawyer after you get your degree?
Like the it's not the bar. It's like the
Yeah, it's that type of thing.
But it's the thing after I know what you mean.
Yeah, and she was like, nah, I'm not going to do that yet. Just going to keep like plodding along what I'm doing. I'm doing well. I got me. And I was like, oh, I love that. Like, she's just focused on her. She's not letting the pressure of, like, society and feeling like she needs to keep running on this treadmill. And I was like, yeah. And then someone else was doing their own thing. Like, everyone was talking about stuff that wasn't their career. And I was, like, routed. Like, me, I was there like, yeah, got my job. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. So I actually think, like, quite a lot of people are type B. I think, especially in our generation, I might be completely wrong. I actually can't remember the results of the poll. But especially in our generation, people are really beginning to prioritize like relationships in their 20s, going out with their friends and family and just really enjoying life. I don't think we're the same as the other generations that were all type A.
No, that's very true. And I didn't think about that. I think the reason I thought most people would vote type A is because most of the people that listen to us are our age, and so therefore at the beginning of their careers. So I thought they might be more driven right now to get ahead. But I didn't consider the fact that actually our generation's quite different in the sense that we don't, as a society, prioritize work as much as we used to back in the day.
Yeah, 100%. And it's very refreshing. I honestly wish I was a bit less type A. It's exhausting. It does my nothing. But you know, such is life. So, only 20% said type A.
That's shocking to me, but for the reasons you described, that actually makes sense. But I would have thought it wouldn't have been that low.
Really low. And then 36% said type B. So a little bit more, but again, not like a crazy amount. And then 44% said mix. So people are really concentrating on this good life balance, good work-life balance.
Interesting. Yeah, that's so shocking. But do you know what? This episode I've learned that I'm mixed as well, because I thought I was type A. But when you're reading out the descriptions, I'm actually mixed. Which I'm kind of disgusted at.
What? No, do you know what? I was just thinking this. I was literally just thinking in my head, I wish we had asked people what their like opinions were. Because reading out type A and thinking about like, some of the qualities that I have. Oh, did we?
Yeah. So someone said, who's in your vein, so she's completely type A. She said your description of type B, type B, you know.
Type B.
Type B, literally spiked anxiety. That's how type A she is.
That's hilarious. No, type B doesn't spike anxiety for me. It makes me want to be that more.
It makes you envious.
I'm so far gone. I'm like, can't I have a little bit of that as well? I also, I quite like my structuredness. I love planning. I think
that's because you're type A. You have to be like that. You like structure because that's what keeps you sane. Like, you need structure.
Yeah, that makes sense. Do you know, I spent an hour of my morning this morning, despite the fact that I'm crazy stressed and have so much work, planning out all my exercise classes for the next few weeks. I was like, oh, when can I fit in another boxing class? When can I fit in reformer?
Oh
yeah,
my God.
Mad. Anyways, someone else said, for me, I think this can be so dependent on who I surround myself with.
Spit in bars, because isn't it the saying, like, your 5 closest people represent who you truly are?
I have heard something like that before. Yeah.
So the reason I fully believe this is true, in A-levels, my closest friends were people that we were all so motivated. Like, we all wanted A's. Like, we were trying to get into the top unis, and it was the most motivated group of students that school had seen, because, like, from Croydon especially, like, you just don't get that. Like, most people are happy with their GCSEs and cut, but we were like, we don't want to pass, like, we want A's. Like, we would stay for hours studying, which obviously work smart, not hard. Learned that the hard way, but at this time we were working really hard, not necessarily smart. But my closest friends were those people that were studying all the time, like those people that really cared about their education and stuff. If my closest friends were people that were dilly-dallying all the time and going out on the weekends all the time, maybe that would have rubbed off on me as well, because I remember, like, on the weekends we'd meet up to go to the library. But if they were people that were like, let's meet up to go bowling, then I wouldn't be studying so hard, because then it would change my perspective on things. So 100%, I think it changes depending on who you're hanging around. Because when I went to uni and I met more people, like, my best friend at the moment is, like, really laid back. She's such a type B person, and that has taught me to have a good work-life balance, because it's not like I see, like, no, you can actually have success and enjoy and all of this. And I think, like, she definitely taught me you can have it all, like, 100%.
Yeah, no, I agree with that fully. Billy is quite type B, but he's also mad driven, so I feel like the driven aspect resonates with me. And his type B is like, oh, we couldn't have 2 stressed people in a relationship. That would be wild. Could you imagine both of us planning our lives? If Billy was as much as a stress head as me, and he planned the way I plan, oh my God, I wouldn't be attracted to him. I just wouldn't. I like the fact that he's laid back. I find it sexy. Like, I find it's nice. He's chilled. Nothing gets to him.
It's like the yin to your yang. Yan.
Yeah, so you type B people out there, bruv, you're giving sexy. It's giving vibes. I like your chilled backness. It's nice.
It's true. It's true. Someone actually then DM'd us about this, so to give further information. So she said, I'm type A, but sometimes I wish I was type B. It's super exhausting, and when you're not jet setting, go getting, it's almost like an uncomfortable feeling. Brackets, trying to get better with this though, and be kinder to myself, close brackets. But yeah, it's like overachiever syndrome, which gets you places, but it's quite taxing on yourself. Would love to hear you guys talk on that. I actually fully understand what she's saying, because though it seems I'm a mix, I can't, like, standing still is like, what are you doing? Like, which is why I started this CFA course, because what am I doing but having a job? Like, how can I just have a job? Like, what else am I doing to better myself? It's like this podcast as well. We do the podcast. We have a full-time job. We both have done courses at different times. We're both, like, trying to do things on, like, the exercise front as well. It's like not doing any of those things, like just doing my 9 to 5. It's uncomfortable. Like, I could not do that. Like, what am I doing to better myself? I can't. And it's why, sorry, you will have your moment to speak.
No, I'm loving it, girl. Keep going. I've spoke loads.
It's why when I, like, obviously I travel solo quite a lot, so I end up meeting a lot of people who are traveling solo. I look at these men like, how I could not be you. Like, whilst it seems really nice, I could not take like 6 months off to just travel. It sounds lovely, but at this stage in my career, maybe in the future, yes. But at this stage, I'm like, what? So you want me to take 6 months to just have fun? Are you mad?
I know.
Like, no.
Yeah.
I could not. Like, what are you working towards? Even though, if anyone's listening to this and they are travel people, like, I honestly think travel is like the most enriching thing you can do in life. But I'm doing that whilst still having a job and still doing this and still doing that. Like, the thought of not doing anything, just clocking in and clocking out, that's scary. That is uncomfortable.
Yeah. No, I fully hear you. I'm the same, but I do find like type A is very exhausting. I agree, because I'm sitting there panicking, and I'm like, why the fuck am I panicking? Why can't I just go with the flow and take life as it comes?
Yeah.
It is exhausting. I completely agree. And I hear you about the traveling thing. That seems so cool. But what do you think? Yeah, actually, this has made me think. So, if I had, and I've said this before in our like, would you if you win the lottery episode? If I had all the money in the world, I think I could calmly go traveling and not worry about being this type A person because I have all the money in the world. I don't think I'd worry because, as you say, travel is enriching. Like, you're learning so much. Maybe not logical stuff that's going to help you in a career, but you're learning about culture, you're learning about other people, you're probably getting to know yourself better. Like, I can imagine it is such a beautiful journey of like self-exploration, traveling the world. And I think I would be fine doing that if I had enough money. I think that is the only thing that makes me type A. I literally think it is money.
No, I'm telling you you're wrong. And I tell you what you would do.
All right, go
100% you would travel, but you would go and you'd stay in like a fitness retreat or like a yoga retreat to enrich yourself. You'd still somehow be wanting to enrich yourself, or you do like a cooking course in Japan or something. I don't know. Like, you would. I 100% don't believe that you'd just be lounging on the beach all day. Like, you definitely wouldn't. It's your personality. Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, you're so right. I think I'd be less stressed about it though, because what this person is saying
Yeah,
about
you would
being
be.
exhausting, you honestly, you literally every day, I'm like, what have I achieved? What am I doing? Like the other day, I had a week where I didn't have much work on. Oh my God. And bear in mind, I'd been working till 8 o'clock for like the past 4 weeks. The 4 weeks before, I'd been working overtime, non-stop, literally hadn't breathed. And I had a week to breathe. And rather than enjoying it, I had mad anxiety that I literally sat at my desk and I was literally sitting there like, I need to change careers. I can't stay in this job. Oh my God, I'm not learning enough. Blah, blah, blah. Literally. And I was like, bitch, what's wrong with you? You deserve a rest. Are you mad? Obviously, this Thursday I took my rest. But like, it is exhausting. I resonate with this person so much.
Yeah, I'm very good at resting, I have to say.
Yeah. The only time I rest is when I sleep. No, I feel like you're the same. When do you rest? You know you love doing something. You're always doing something.
But my resting does not mean like lying down doing fuck all. My resting is doing something fun. Like, if staying up at till 3 a.m. partying at a beach club, that's my resting. Like, that's my version of resting. So I do have resting. It's just not what it looks like for everyone. But I have a question. Yeah. You're killing yourself at your job. Are you doing, because for example, in my new role, I'm like, should I be really giving it 110%? Like, sometimes there'll be a task and I'm like, oh, maybe I could add this pizzazz. And I'm like, that would take me like 2 hours, but that would be impressive. What do you do? Like, are you doing like what's expected, or are you going above and beyond? Like, is that why you're spending more time on your work?
Do you know what? You've made me want to check my performance review about whether I got above and beyond. So usually in my performance reviews, I get exceeding expectations. And some of my colleagues have beefed me about that. They're like, why did I only get meeting if you got exceeding? And actually, I forgot to check this year. I wouldn't say I go above and beyond though. I'd say I do exactly what's
when you're doing a task. Okay,
Yeah.
really? You don't like add extra pizzazz?
Sis, more often than not, I'll be like, what do you want from me? How do you want it done? And can you spell it out? Like, when I tell you I'm the most demanding understudy or whatever you call someone, like the most demanding junior, because I could do something the way I want to do it, but they won't like it. So then I have to redo it the way they want it. So I've stopped doing that. Like, before I used to actually try and do things myself. And now I'm like, there's no point. Do you know how Mark at uni always used to say, you need to learn to think for yourself? No, you don't. Because they want it done a certain way, so I'll do it the way they want it. That is the conclusion I've made in my career. Like,
Yeah. I feel like Mark has been mentioned in this podcast quite a few times. Shout out to him.
oh, he actually had such a big impact on our lives. Bless him. Yeah. So no, I don't. I wouldn't say I do. I work hard. Like, I wouldn't say I think outside of the box. I wouldn't say I bring new things to the team. I just work hard and I do exactly what's asked of me, and people really like that.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Hey, this
Why
is
do
a
you
very
feel-
interesting discussion.
Do you feel like you want
I'm
to switch things up?
I'm battling it because I'm like, if I start doing the most, they're gonna like. Some days I'm just feeling really motivated, and I'm like, should I do like this extra thing to impress? But I'm like, because I'm at the start. If I start impressing now, they're gonna expect that of me every single time, and I know I won't be able to deliver. I can't give 110% every time. I can give 50% every time, and I can give 60 to 70% sometimes. But 110% is like once a week, if that, once a month.
There's a quote, we've read it before on this podcast about that, and it basically says, do not give 100%, because when you give 70, it will never be good enough. Always give 70.
Exactly.
And then if one day you can give 100, you'll look amazing. Like, it's that kind of vibe. I think I don't know, like, your job's secure. It's not like you need to impress because you're at risk of getting made redundant or anything like that, God forbid. So I think, yeah, keep doing as you're doing, and then when you're ready to shine and you want that promotion or whatever, go for it. But yeah, you're at the start, don't burn out.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I think it's like, what is worth giving 110% to? Because, like, right now, the projects that I was thinking about, is it worth giving 110% to? Not really. My CFA course, really, because that will actually get me something that I'm going towards. If I was on a live project, it's like my first project and I want to make a good impression, then yeah, I should. But yeah, it's funny that we're talking about this, because I was literally battling about that this week. Like, I was sending off this email and I was like, let me see his opinion first before I offer to do anything.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I think always think about the reward you're going to get out of something. If you go above and beyond, how are you going to be rewarded? If it's going to be like, thank you so much for your hard work, don't waste your time. If it's going to be like, here's a big fat pay rise, or you're going to get a promotion soon, then cool, I will do it.
Yeah. I'm actually like this with friends as well. This is, sorry, we're rambling, but it's actually our podcast, so we can talk for as long as we want.
I'm finding it interesting. Sorry, darling.
Yeah, as long as we're finding it interesting, who cares? But I used to be like a friend who went above and beyond for her friends. Like, if you called me crying, I am getting the train and I'm coming over to you ASAP. Like, I've done that. I've dropped everything to come to see people when they're upset. I will never do that again. No, but I had to learn the hard way, because it's actually, then people expect that of you, and it's a lot of energy to give to someone. Like, I am not your man, I am not your husband, I am not your girlfriend, I'm your friend, and I'm gonna be there for you. I literally have thoughts of, like, when I'm talking to a friend, I'm like, oh, I could do this for them, and I'm like, no, don't do it. Like, you don't need to do it. Like, you don't.
I love that.
It sounds bad, but like, I literally, like, you don't need to do that. Like, you actually don't need to be doing the most. Like, just be a good friend. You don't have to be a fucking amazing friend. Like, and I've literally, probably in the past, like, year, I've really scaled back on the things that I do for my friends. And sorry to the friends that are listening, but I had to, because otherwise, like, I will burn out as an individual and I will resent you for it. And it's not even your fault.
Oh, no. Girl, I completely agree with you on everything you just said. Like, you need to take you time. I think it's so cool that you're actually evaluating, and that you've realized this, and two, that you're sitting there and evaluating okay, I could do this, but how is this going to impact me and my energy levels and what I can give to the rest of my life? I love it. I think that is so
Yeah,
self-aware.
man.
Look at you.
Being in
Yeah.
tune with my energy.
Yeah. Tell them. I love that. Um, that made me think of something. It's gone. Yeah.
Oh,
Fuck it with that. Um, have we got any more? We really went on a tangent. But that person asked, so they got. You're welcome.
yeah.
Someone said, when I'm working towards something, I'm type A. Outside of that, I'm type B. I think that's a good
I
way
get
to
that. Yeah, I
be.
agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a good way.
Because you need to be driven and motivated when you have a goal. But then there's also times when you need to just chillax. Like, I remember when we went to Colombia with uni and they were like, guys, they have their own timing. Like, they're not, if they say 9 o'clock,
Yeah.
they don't mean 9 o'clock. So
Yeah.
everyone just be chilled. And it is a totally different way of living. And it's quite nice to be like that sometimes. Just to be like, right, I'm going to do this. Or I could do this. Like, it's a good way to be. I don't have it in me personally, but I can see the appeal.
Take it away. Yeah. I think low-key maybe that's what I'm like because, like, for example, for the panel that I had, I was proper type A about it. Like, I was doing the most research, doing all of this, like, staying up, waking up early, all of this. And then outside of that, I was actually just type B. So I definitely think that's like a combination of being a mix of a person. Someone else said type B, but society pressures me into thinking type A is better because of the success that type A people tend to have.
Do you know what I read today when I was researching the different types? It says type A people are more prone to illness, like stress-related illnesses, like heart disease and heart attacks and all stuff like that, basically. So you feel like you want to be type A, but they're going to die sooner, they being me. So don't worry about it, sweetheart.
Don't worry about it, sweetheart.
Don't worry about it. Yeah, I hear that though. Because people are always, especially with like social media, we've spoken about this before as well, but the world makes you feel like you need to be doing the most. You need to be top of your game, this, that. But actually, something I've learned this year, I don't know why, but since starting yoga, I feel like I've had a spiritual awakening. And I'm just, even though I am still super stressed about work and stuff, I am so much more in my own lane than I ever was. And it's
Love
so
this.
nice. Oh,
Yeah.
mate. It is like, I feel like a different woman. Literally, I'm like, you might be doing your thing over there, but I'm worrying about me. Like, someone was like to me yesterday, oh, do you know what other people got as their bonus? And they were telling me what other people got as their bonus, and some people got more, despite the fact we're all the same level. And I was like, do you know what? I just don't care because I don't want their job. So they can have their bonus. I like my job, so I'll keep my little bonus. Like, I'm very content and I'm going to stay in my own lane. And I was like, let's continue on with our walk. That is the end of it.
Staying in your own lane is life's key to being content, honestly. Like, as soon as you stop comparing yourself and just think about, like, literally you, yourself, and you, not you and your friends, not you and your mum, not you and your family, you only, things are so much easier.
Yeah, bruv. Honestly, sorry, I'll just say it one more time. Ever since my therapist said to me, what do you value? Because I remember going to her and being like, I'm stressed about the work, I'm this, I'm that, my job's stressing me out. And she was like, yeah, but what do you value? And work never came up. And it was the same in our episode the other week when we asked people what brings their happiness. No one said work, bruv. And she was like, if you don't value work, why are you letting it stress you out? And I said, you what? What? Okay. Tell me again, sis. And I've been in my own lane ever since.
On that lovely note, guys, deep that, digest that, let it sink in. And then, after doing all of that, follow us on Grown Ups the Podcast on Instagram, on TikTok, and on YouTube.
Yes, do. Don't walk, run, bitches. If you have any dilemmas, work or life related, if you want to share any stories off the back of this, or you have any ideas for the pod that you want us to cover, email us at grownupspodcast@gmail.com or DM us at grownupspodcast on all those lovely software and social media platforms that Maggie just said.
Thank you. See you next week.